This podcast is brought to you by Balancing Act. Teach, coach, mentor, inspire. A collection of candid observations on the challenges facing business leaders today. Balancing Act is authored by Dr. Andrew Temte and is available today on Amazon and other fine bookstores. On this episode, we talk to photographer Karen Genz. We chat about photography in and around La Crosse, from landscapes to downtown to La Crosse landmarks. We touch on her origins with the camera, from casual vacation shots to COVID pushing her out of the house to now selling her work. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
Karen Genz. I was born and raised in La Crosse. I think I've always liked photography. I remember being a little kid and cutting pictures I liked out of my grandma's magazines and keeping them in a basket. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with them, but I just liked them and wanted to hang on to them. And then later I took pictures on vacations, but never really thought to venture out locally and take pictures around here until COVID started, last March. And then it just kind of became a reason to get out of the house and go explore and just go for a drive or go hiking or biking and just taking pictures the whole way. And then when I would get home and just kind of edit them a little bit to kind of highlight what I wanted to show and what I saw in the moment, just kind of became a thing had a reason to leave the house and go do.
Yeah, I think people need a lot of that during this past year.
For sure.
Do you plan then? Do you plan the locations you're going to or the subjects or the themes? Or is it kind of you just hit the road and just see what you find?
Yeah, pretty much just hit the road. I'm kind of obsessed with sunrises and sunsets. So I try to think of places that I think you'd be able to get a good shot of those things from, something that faces east or west or, anything where you can get something neat in the foreground with that in the background. There's a spot up on Upper Hickson that is really great for sunsets. I was up there actually just the other night and got another couple good ones. So I have favorite spots for sure, but I'm always trying to find new places to go, new hiking trails. I'll be just kind of driving out in the country and see a cool farm and just have to pull over and take a picture. So it's really just kind of by chance that I find a lot of good places.
Is there anything coming out naturally that you might be developing, anything like that? Have you thought about a series or is there a series that exists already in terms of, I see landscapes, I see some downtown La Crosse areas, even international components?
I mean, yeah, I think now that traveling is going to become a thing again, I want to do that. It's just kind of by, the demands of the last year that it's been all local, which was a good thing, honestly, because I've lived here my whole life almost. And I'd never been to Upper Hickson before. That's crazy. So it kind of forced me to get out a little bit more and really appreciate where we live. But I definitely want to, revisit some other places. I like to travel. I really like Maine. I'd like to go back there maybe next year, another trip to the UK possibly. So it's just kind of getting to go places I like and capture them in different ways.
You've kind of mentioned it here a few times, but COVID kind of really accelerated your experience with photography. You basically mentioned there it was something that you kind of did here and there. What has this year been like for this? It's just been, I know you said to get out of the house, but.
Yeah, it was kind of I think it was, partly that, but then when I'd start sharing the pictures on Instagram and Facebook and people would respond positively, it was just a huge ego boost for one thing. And I started realizing I've never really been good at anything before, something like this where you can get that kind of feedback from people. And then friends started asking can we buy this print from you? And it was wow, this must really be good if people want to pay money for them. And so just kind of a progression of people saying they liked them and then asking to buy them, and my brain kind of going, maybe I could sell these, maybe I should apply for these art fairs and see what happens. And just kind of a building of confidence, really. It's been kind of awesome and a totally new thing for me.
So I recently saw you at Artspire. Are you going to be doing the kind of the festival circuit here in the next couple months, or?
The only one I have planned is the Art Fair on the Green, July 24th at Myrick. And then the other thing that I have coming up is my friend Maria owns Grounded Patio Cafe downtown on 3rd Main. And she has a big wall that's she lets different local artists display their work for like a month at a time. So I get November. So my stuff will be displayed for a month there, which is kind of why I started kind of amassing framed prints before I even applied for art fairs, because I was getting ready to do that. So luckily I had a few on hand when this whole thing started.
So as a relatively, I would guess, call you a relatively new photographer, if that's okay, what advice would you give for someone just kind of starting out?
Just get out and try things, really. Like that's kind of what I did, is just very trial and error. Like I like being able to find something beautiful and then like capture with a different angle. Like people keep, this is sounding like arrogant, but people keep saying like, you have a really good eye. You know, I could never see the same thing, but capture it the same way. And that's kind of what I try to do, is just take something you've seen before, but like make it look a little different and like appreciate a different side of it. But my advice would be is just to try, like go find something you think is beautiful, try to capture it, and just see what happens. You might find out you're good at something you didn't know you were good at.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think there's a lot of people that, was it paralysis by analysis sort of thing, and sometimes you just need to start. So I also saw on ArtSpire, I don't know exactly what award you won, but you also got an award from vending at ArtSpire?
Yeah, it was the Inspired by Lacrosse. I entered, I think, 3 images, and I was one of 3 prize winners. So the print is on display in City Hall for a year, and I got a cash prize too. So that was also very exciting.
So if people want to find out more, follow along, what's the best avenue for them to go find?
Probably Instagram. Instagram page is Karen Genz Photography. I just set that up within the last week. I had just a personal one, so now I have that one for like photography. And then I have a website that's linked on Instagram. It's just karengenz.smugmug.com. So that's where you can order prints and see new ones as they get uploaded.
Lacrosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at Lacrosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the Lacrosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.